Hi there. Hope you all had a good Christmas and a Happy New Year. I just thought I'd do a little video, try and get back into things. So at the end of October, I put out a little post on the YouTube channel just saying that I was stopping all videos with immediate effect until further notice. So I just wanted to give a little bit of an explanation for that. Not that I expect anyone wants an explanation or whatever, but just in case anyone was curious. I know me kind of vanishing did cause a little bit of concern to a few of the regular watchers and subscribers, so I apologise for that. I didn't mean to cause anyone concern or worry. I've never hid the fact that I've had kind of mental health issues. I say kind of. It is, yeah. Mental health issues. I don't know what it is, but the autumn time always seems to trigger me for some reason. Do you know when you've come out of summer and the nights are getting shorter? It's dark at night. There's nothing you can do. Nothing you can do kind of outdoors unless you have lighting. It rained constant, it was cold, it just miserable, grey all the time. Obviously 2025 was a tough year for me anyway. I lost my dad at the start of the year, it was obviously the end of February, but it's still, in 2025 terms, it was the start of the year. But it's still kind of is raw now as it was a week after it happened. Obviously, it's not as bad as when it happened immediately. I've kind of got used to it a little bit, but it's still there. My camper van, where I'd had the guy who was supposedly going to weld it and messed me around. Obviously, that's kind of an ongoing issue. It is actually right now, as the time of recording this video, it is in with some other guys who are welding it, and I've been up regularly, and they're doing a cracking job on it. They're showing us the crap that the other guy did, and then they're showing us what they've done, obviously, to put it right. The van's always going to have some battle scars, they've said. They can't undo some of the damage that this guy's caused, but the bits that they can't undo is going to be cosmetic. It's going to be structurally sound again. But back at the end of October, it was looking like I was going to have to just scrap the van out. I'd left it parked just outside the window here, on my driveway, just kind of hoping something would happen because I didn't really want to scrap it. Obviously, I'd been let down by the other person who was going to do it. And like I say, everything was just playing on my mind, combined with the fact that my work rota at the time was it was pretty bad. So when I say it to people, it doesn't sound too bad to them, but living it had me exhausted. So I would work 5 days and then I would get 1 day off, and then I would work 5 days and then I would get 1 day off, and then I would work 2 days and I would get 2 days off, and I'd work 5 days and I'd get 1 day off, and I'd work 5 days and I'd get 1 day off, and then I'd work, and it was an endless cycle. And bearing in mind, I start work anytime from 4 a.m. until about 7 a.m. That's the start times, and then obviously finish anytime from kind of midday through till about 3 o'clock, depending on what shift I'm working. But to start work at 4 o'clock, you're waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning. It's in the middle of the night, so you're getting broken sleeps. I can't go to bed at kind of 6 o'clock in the evening and wake up at 2 in the morning and be fresh. If I go to bed at 6 o'clock, I'll wake up at about 10 or 11, and that'll be it. I won't get back to sleep. I've done it before. I've tried it numerous times. It doesn't work for me. Yeah, so everything kind of piling up on top of me, if you like. I kind of reached breaking point. And again, if I'd had the van, that's kind of when I would have jumped in the van and buggered off for a day or a couple of days or whatever, and just got away from everything. But obviously that option wasn't available to me. Yeah, so everything was just piling up and piling up and piling up, and I was exhausted. It just seemed like I was waking up, going to work, coming home, pottering on, going to bed, waking up, going to work, coming home, pottering on, waking up, going to work. Do you know what I mean? An endless cycle. It was kind of like a doom loop, if you like. I was just buggered. Physically, mentally, just absolutely drained. And I was trying to squeeze in, obviously, the videos for this channel. I had the bright idea to try and launch another channel, even though I was exhausted. And don't get me wrong, I was enjoying doing the videos. The recording the video like I'm doing now, that's no bother whatsoever. It's when you're sat in front of the computer and you're editing it, that's the kind of the draining bit. For me, like my house, mine and Laura's house, it's not a massive house. It's just your normal run-of-the-mill 3-bedroom mid-terrace house. You know, there's no massive spaces or anything. So our computer where I do the video editing is up in... It's a spare room now, but it used to be my son's room before my daughter moved out and my son moved into the daughter's room. So it's a spare room, if you like, but it's the smallest room in the house. It's north facing, so it's dark. It doesn't get any natural daylight in the shorter days, because by the time the sun kind of works around the back of the house, it's already dropping, and then obviously it's just nighttime again, so it doesn't really get warm, if you like, from the sun. Obviously to have it warm, we've got to have the radiators on, the central heating. It's not the most pleasant environment to be in, shall we say, when you're sat there for hours on end. And yeah, I wasn't enjoying doing the editing, so I just thought, you know what, I need to just stop this. I need to have a break. I need to get myself sorted out. It wasn't just like the YouTube videos that I stopped doing. I kind of stopped doing kind of everything. Not that I do much anyway, but do you know what I mean? It just... Yeah, I couldn't stop going to work. I had to still go to work, but... Well, yeah, I just thought a break might sort me out, and it did. I feel better now. Obviously, it's 7th of January, I think. Yes, 7th of January 2026, and I have noticed that the days are starting to get longer again. You know, it's kind of the run up to spring. Well, I know it's still a couple of months away, but you know, in my head, it's kind of coming out of the dark doom and gloom, and there's brighter things ahead, you know. I'm hoping by the end of this week, my van will be fully welded. There's still a few mechanical things to do, you know. It's sat for, well, I don't know how many months. It failed the MOT in June 2025, early June 2025, after the bodge welding work that was done by the idiot who was meant to be welding it. Thought I'd employed a welder. Turns out I got a cowboy. But anyway. Yeah, so once I get that back, obviously I've still got some mechanical jobs to do. That's, again, where I would have called on my dad and said, can we do this? And my dad would have been like, yeah, no bother. But obviously that isn't an option now. So, I've got a plan. Whether I can do it myself or not, who knows. But like I say, so it's not negative for getting a van. It's kind of a positive, you know. It's my employer, they've kind of acknowledged the shift pattern that I was on was really, really detrimental to my mental health, physical health, life, you know. And obviously they couldn't change it instantly because, like, the company I work for, obviously it's a national company. It's got different locations around the UK. They can't just say, right, okay, that's fine, we'll come and change your shifts for you and just do it in an instant. So obviously they told me I'd have to kind of wait a little bit until they could sort the changes out, and they've managed to do the changes, and so far at least it seems to be going okay. It's been about 4 weeks or so now since they changed my shifts, and I'm feeling a lot better with that. I don't seem to be at work as much, if that makes sense, but I'm still there for my contracted 35 hours a week. For the future, for this channel, I do still want to make the videos because I do enjoy doing it. It's why I do the videos anyway, you know. I do it because I enjoy doing it. I don't do it for the money. I've never earned a penny off the channel. I want to kind of throw a little caveat into that. I've had a few of you guys who are subscribers, regular watchers, you have very kindly donated money and other things, you know, so I'm extremely grateful for that. And also kind of this time last year, at the start of 2025, where my dog was really poorly, Mike, UK Urban Prepper, suggested that I'd done a GoFundMe for the money that it was going to cost at the vet for the dog. And you guys very, very, very generously donated hundreds of pounds, you know. So when I say I've not had anything from the channel, I have had stuff, and I'm extremely grateful for that. But obviously that was donated for the dog for the operation. And then, like I say, I've had a couple of donations on like the buy me a coffee and the PayPal thing. But other than that, like I say, I don't earn anything from the channel, and that's not why I do the channel. I do it because I enjoy doing it. So yeah, so like I say, going forward for the channel, I do still want to make the videos. I don't know if I'll be doing the videos every week. I don't know. I was going to say I'll try, but I don't know, if I'm honest. I don't know how I'll feel. I'll make them as and when I feel that I can, that I feel up to it. One thing I've spoken to Laura about, and we've decided we are going to stop though, is the £30 per month shopping videos. I know they were really, really popular, and the bulk of our views and subscribers, I believe, came from those videos. But it got to the point where kind of we were going and spending £30 just for the sake of spending it, just so we could make a video. And I don't think those videos were giving kind of value for money to us, and value for the time taken to watch the videos by you guys, you know. So like I say, we decided we're going to stop them. So the videos that you're probably going to see going forward, they're more going to be, I think, like product reviews. We've got a lot of stuff that I've bought over the couple of years that I've been doing the channel or so, and like we never got around to reviewing them for whatever reason. I want to catch up on that, and yeah, so I don't want to drone on too much in this video. I've probably already wasted, I don't know, 10-15 minutes of your life. But anyway, like I say, back to the people who are caused concern for when I came off very suddenly. I apologise for that. I didn't mean to cause anyone concern. I didn't want to just vanish. That's why I put the post out. I hoped that would have been enough. But like I say, I'm sorry if it did cause you concern or worry or whatever. I didn't mean to. So, but thank you for your concern, and it's nice to know that people care about some stranger on the internet, essentially, because that's really what I am, you know. It's so. But anyway, we'll see what happens, see how quick I can do the next video and the video after that and the video after that. Thanks for watching, take care.